To you. Good morning. Good morning. It is Sunday morning, a couple of seconds late. My apologies. It is coffee talk time on a beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning. And I've just been kind of playing around with some coding, so I apologize for being a few seconds late. Had to finish the one thing that I was working on. But now here we are. It is beautiful outside. We've got sun shining. We've got a rocket launch within the hour. And oh, yeah, it's Sunday, which means we've got outdoor plans. Let's look outside, see what's doing. Our first warning live Doppler radar, scanning around, looking good. I see nothing of concern, which I like to see that. The other thing that I don't see at the moment is temperatures that, are showing up in the 60s. So that's a little unfortunate, we'll say. I would love to see something a little bit better. Oh, well, what are you going to do? All right, so where do we go from here? Let's take a look at our forecast, shall we? Today, temperatures are going to climb 88 degrees by lunchtime. We'll be up to about 93 or so this afternoon, and we'll get up to about a 40% coverage of showers and storms. So it's not going to be a washout of a day, but it is going to be a day that is a little hotter than what we've seen the last couple. So, oh well, we can handle it. It's okay. We can handle it. Chris says, yeah, warmer this morning. It is. It is. At least we're not dealing with any big thunderstorms. That warmer trend, by the way, continues into this afternoon. Let's take a look and see. Temperatures across Central Florida in the 90s, right? Yeah, we're sitting at 93 degrees in Leesburg. We're about the same thing back over to Sanford, 90 degrees in Daytona Beach. All things are looking good, though. It's just a late summer's day in Central Florida, so what can you say? All right, we've got that rocket launch scheduled in the next couple of minutes. This is for the National Reconnaissance Office. It's called Silent Barker, which is so fun, right? Yeah, the 90% chance of good weather, 8:47 is liftoff time. Now, checking on the channels, launch commit criteria for flying in general is all looking good. But for this specific craft, the Atlas V rocket, pad winds have to be below 38 miles an hour. We're totally good. Clouds and fog have to be clear of 6,000 feet and 4 miles around the pad. We're looking good. We take a look at the satellite imagery and around SLC 41, which is where this rocket is scheduled to lift off. We are looking fine there. When we look at the live radar, and this is our live radar, we're seeing nothing either. So far, so good. One thing that I am watching, just to do my due diligence, is the winds out there at the pad. Now, remember, it was 38 miles an hour was the launch criteria for them. We take a look at the winds out at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station right now, and we're running 15 to 20. So we're absolutely within range, both at the Kennedy Space Center and the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. So hopefully we'll have a great launch here coming up in the next couple of minutes' time. It'll be beautiful to watch. Of course, we'll have coverage on wesh.com and our Wesh mobile platforms. If you're heading to the beaches today, whether it's to go watch a rocket launch or not, I think we're going to be looking good there as well. Surf running 1 to 2. There is a long period swell that's kicking in. So that's one of those things that we're going to have to deal with. But, all said, I think we're doing just fine, right? I think we're doing okay. Yeah. Marie, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Any questions about our local forecast? Forecast today, just a couple of afternoon thunder showers. The humidity on our muggy meter is starting to climb a little bit. Today, humid. We're going into the steamy category for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's okay. We can handle that. All right. All right. To the tropics we go. Let's chat about things. First off, we've got Hurricane Lee, still a major hurricane forecast. It's at a Category 2's intensity right now. Here's the forecast from the National Hurricane Center. Expected to make a run for Cat 3 status overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Cat 4 through the day Monday, Tuesday, and then start to weaken on Thursday, Friday as it makes that right-hand turn. Passes well off of our shoreline. And to give you an idea of kind of the distance on that, I know you'd ask. Let me pull up the old ruler. And off of our shoreline, anywhere from 550 miles to 1,000 miles. So there you go. Taking into account, of course, the curvature of the Earth. Elsewhere in the tropics, we're watching Tropical Storm Margot kind of hanging out there in the central Atlantic. The good news with Margot is that it is not expected to bother anybody. Cat 1 expected to pass by well offshore of the Azores, not a concern there. And then elsewhere in the tropics, I had a couple of people asking me what else is happening. So we've got 2 other areas to watch. So here it is. First off, we'll just kind of show the percentages, and I'll kind of go storm by storm. So the first one is this X here. That area, 30% chance of development over the next 2 days' time. Then there's this area here that once it gets into this polygon has a chance, a 30% chance. So there's a couple of areas to watch. None of them are threatening to Central Florida. That's the good news. Now, when it comes to Lee, this is not going to be a home run of sorts. Let me show you the tropical models for Lee, because while the models are very consistent in us being safe, first off, let's come into Bermuda a little bit. And near Bermuda is where the models are showing. But further up, perhaps Nova Scotia may have to watch this. The operational Euro yesterday had a hurricane going into New England, and that blew up the social media world. But it was one run of one model. And as I always say, consistency breeds confidence. The models are not running consistently in that direction. So that's the good news. But, the shore of Maine over to Nova Scotia should be watching this closely over the next couple of days. It's still way out. When we look at the timeline, it's important to note, the Hurricane Center issues 5-day forecast cones. And there's the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. 5 days from now, it will be off the shoreline of Jacksonville. It's really going to be slowing down over the next couple of days. So there's still a lot of time before we can even realize if it will impact any landmass whatsoever. So we'll watch it, we'll track it, and we'll keep you up to date. All right? All right. Let's take a look back here at home at our 7-day forecast, and then I'll take some questions, and then I'll get out of here because I'm 70% through some good coding, and I need to finish it. So I've got a little project there. All right, so there we are. Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast showing storms around the next couple of days, building heat today and tomorrow, and then looking at late week, as Lee passes by off our shoreline, we should be able to turn the winds around enough to drop the temperatures a little bit. So not a bad looking forecast for us. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything? Now it's up to you. The floor is yours. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to sip some coffee, and we're going to chat for a few seconds. Anybody have questions? Those areas of interest, too early to tell what could become in the future. It looks like they're going to want to recurve, so I think we'll be all right. And the launch is set. Let me pull up that screen. The launch is set for 8:47 a.m. this morning. So, yeah, we're looking good. It'll be Atlas. It's going to be the largest Atlas configuration, which is always fun. But then again, I'm a nerd, so what are you going to do? This forecast contains a lot of thunderstorms. I mean, it is still technically the rainy season, so that is to be expected. Yeah. What is the disturbance around Panama? Nothing of interest, at least as of yet. It's something to watch. I can ask you a million questions that aren't weather related if you really want some good thought-provoking. I don't. I'm so tired. Poor Eric had to wake us up at 1 o'clock this morning. It's okay. It happens. So we woke up, had a little wake-up session at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. and then went back to bed, got an hour-ish of sleep. So I'm definitely tired. Yeah. How long are the swells going to last? Do you think they'll go into next weekend? I think that we're definitely going to head into next weekend with some swells. So we already showed you the beach boating forecast and it looking pretty good for us today, right? We've established that much. But look at where we're headed the next couple of days, and you can definitely tell by mid to late week it picks up. And then into next weekend, things should start to come down just a little bit. So at least there's that. Yeah. All right. What other questions do we have? So grateful that storm weakened so much. I mean, it is expected to re-strengthen back to a major hurricane. but hopefully it'll stay away. On TV or just online for launch? I think probably just online, but I don't know. Joanne says, glad UCF won yesterday. It wasn't Boise that would have beat them. It was them that would have beat them. And let me just say this. Colton Boomer, the kicker for the Knights, I mean, I was a fan of his last year. I am such a fan of his. I love that guy. Got a chance to briefly meet him at FanFest. Just a good dude. I need to get a chance to shake the guy's hand. So anyway, yeah. Hopefully we'll see the Knights getting their act together a little more. Yeah. I am an NFL fan. I'm wearing my Tampa Bay Buccaneer orange today. The whole Mike Evans thing is a little frustrating, but that's that. Tara says, truth, UCF got in their own way. They should have had 3 touchdowns. Boomer won that game. Boomer won that game. And I don't know if any of y'all notice, but every time that UCF plays, I always wear, this is a thing that the Marching Knights wear on their uniforms. It's called the Driggers pin. Troy Driggers was the first drum major for the UCF Marching Knights, passed away in a car crash. And so the Marching Knights wear this over their hearts every single game. So every time UCF plays, it's the Pegasus Star. Very simple, but I was wearing it yesterday. So it's just one of those small little things. One of those small little things to cheer on the Knights. Yeah. Good times. All right, any other questions? Looks like all the Florida teams won. I mean, Florida A&M didn't win, though I thought they were, but that's a whole other thing. Yeah. Any other questions? Anthony's asking about Futurecast for today and tomorrow. Yeah, it's not doing a great job, if I'm honest. There's some popcorn showers and storms, but here, I'll get it dialed up for you. All right, Futurecast. Here we are. So 10, 11, 12 o'clock looking good, but just into the afternoon, we'll start to see some development. 2:30, 3 o'clock, some rains, particularly north and west of town. Then through the metro, kind of peters out and doesn't look like it's doing much. That's today. Let's look at tomorrow. All right, morning looking nice and quiet, and then not so quiet. Some thunderstorms around into the afternoon for tomorrow. I'll back it up 2, 3, 4 o'clock storms kind of east of town and then fading out, but particularly north and look at that, north and kind of west of town, and even a late sea breeze deal tomorrow. So yeah. How's the coffee? Oh, it's Pilone. I need it. I need the coffee badly. Am I coming on this afternoon? I don't do the afternoons on the weekends. No. Conspiracy theory, you're wearing orange. Boise is blue and orange. So are the Gators. What are you really saying? This is as close to creamsicle as I could wear. But I did realize that I don't have a gold tie anymore. I used to wear black and gold or charcoal and gold for UCF game days, but our image consultant had me donate my gold tie. It was more of like a mucky gold anyway, so I need to find like a power yellow tie so that I can do that. So I can represent. But funny conspiracy theory, I like that. Anthony, the GFS shows the second wave may be an issue. It's just so far out, but we can address that. I have no problems with that. Let's take a look at the raw GFS data. I'll widen it out to the basin view here. Y'all can tell I'm tired because I'm just like, I feel like I'm mumbling. Maybe this is my normal thing. I don't know. All right, this is raw GFS data, and we're just going to roll through. There's Lee making the turn. There's that next storm system getting close. And then recurving. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, is it an actual problem or not? Like, that's the current run. Let's go into the Caribbean view again. All right, so that's the current run. Let's go back 1 run. Still there. Go back 2 runs. Not there. So consistency is not huge. Let's look over to the European for a moment. European does show that second wave, but way out there. And again, what are we looking at? Like 250 some hours out. So we've got, it's way out there. So not a big concern yet. It's something to watch. Definitely something to watch. Destiny says, "Go Gators." I do need to use. I don't want to. I have such a specific. Allowance of tie choices and things. So it can't be like one of the cheesy UCF ties. It would have to be something that's very clean. Or Steelers. Another conspiracy theory. Oh man. Did the consultant understand the reason behind the tie colors? Yeah. Oh, 100%, Debbie. It's just the one I had stunk. I mean, I will tell you the gold tie I had stunk, so not good. I get why she said that. Yeah. All right. It's 8:18. I got some coding to figure out. Why are you not working? Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you all for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see you all later. Sound good? Tomorrow morning on Coffee Talk. Kristen is asking, is the LRC done for this year? We're just about, and then we get into the new season. We have to start bubbling up the BSR to use. Good times. All right. Be the sunshine. I'll see y'all later. Take